Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ehlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Welcome back to the Beyond the Vines podcast. Thank you again for listening. Today's episode is super fun for me because anyone who knows me knows my workout of choice is Pilates in like all forms, reformer, mat, like really intense Pilates, soothing Pilates, Pilates everywhere I go. That is my like dream, my choice workout, my go-to. And with that being said, the guest I have today, Jess Cain, opened the Reform Studio recently, and I like lost my mind when they opened because it's just such a gorgeous space, and I can't wait to hear more about it. But for starters, Jess Cain is an entrepreneur, Pilates instructor, and the founder of the Reform Room in Petaluma. Jess's journey started with trying every kind of workout until she found Pilates, a practice that reshaped her relationship with her body. In 2024, after nearly 2 decades in corporate life, she launched her studio to bring strength, balance, and belonging to her community. When she's not teaching, Jess loves traveling, coaching volleyball, enjoying music and movies with her husband, and spending time with her 2 16-year-old teenagers. And with that, I welcome Jess.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming. I was stalking you on Instagram for a long time before you opened, really awesome. Stalking you.
Good. I love that.
I was like, this place looks beautiful. What is this? And then I realized you were friends with my sister and like pieced it all together. And then I was like, okay, well, I can't wait to try.
Yes.
And then I came to, I want to say it was your second class right after you opened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you did like such a sweet touch. And we'll get into how gorgeous the studio is. But like you wrote everyone a thank you note. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I still have it. It was like the sweetest little touch that you did. It made us feel like we're not just at a normal, like, you know, a big corporate workout place. Like this is owned by you, and you took the time to do that for everybody. And it was also a great class, by the way.
I love that. Thank you.
I
kind of forgot that I did
that. It was an incredible touch, like unforgettable for the rest of us. So.
I love that.
And that is the little things I think in business, like that I value in business as well. So amazing. So
thank you.
Getting started, what inspired you to start your own Pilates studio here in Petaluma?
Oh my gosh. There's so much like backstory, so it's so hard to even pinpoint it to one thing. I think really what it came down to is that like I saw a need in the community, not just in Sonoma County and Petaluma community, but just like in the Pilates community and the fitness industry as a whole, where, you know, when I first started going to Pilates, it took me almost 2 years to even walk through the door because I you know, in my bio, you said that I tried everything, and I did. I did CrossFit, kickboxing, yoga, all the things. And I was looking for that thing that like made me want to show up for myself and make me feel strong. And I kept eyeing Pilates, and I kept going onto Instagram and seeing Pilates, but no one looked like me.
Right.
You know, it was difficult because you can even do it now. You can Google Pilates and the women look perfect. You know, they show up in their perfect curated outfits and their hair done, and they're, you know, very fit women. And I love that.
Totally.
And also I didn't feel represented.
It's intimidating.
Yeah. And so it took me 2 years to walk in the door. And it took a friend that, you know, started the instructor training program. She said, just come. I promise, just come. She really had to push me. And I was just afraid. When I walked in the door, I was like, oh my gosh, like I know it's a small class. Like, am I going to be embarrassed? Am I going to feel like embarrassed of my body type? You know, all of that kind of stuff. And so, it took a lot for me to walk in the door to begin with. And once I did, and once I tried Pilates and I stuck to it, it changed the relationship I had with my body.
I love that.
It made me feel like I don't need to be anything else. Like I just need to love my body as it is, like in all its different stages and all the phases it's going to go through as we age, you know, and so I started to love the body I was in now and not wish for it to be anything different. I wasn't wishing for it to be, you know, better or fitter or anything else. I just was like in my body and enjoying what it was capable of in that moment. And so, you know, I decided, I I was like, I want to be a Pilates instructor. I was like, I would love to do that. And at this point in time, I was 16 years into my corporate job, and I was sitting all day long.
Totally.
Just sitting at a computer. And I didn't even recognize that I was neglecting my body because I was all in my brain.
Yeah.
I was just using my brain all day long. And all of a sudden, I feel like I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I have a body that I need to take care of.
Right.
And so I decided to try to pursue being a Pilates instructor. And when I was like, I want to do this, I had this really toxic, negative self-talk come in that like made me completely stop in my tracks and like changed everything for me. And what I did was I was like, okay, I'm going to be a Pilates instructor. And right after that thought came through, I was like, but no one's going to want to take a fitness class from a thick girl.
Interesting.
And
that was your self-talk.
That was my self-talk.
Yeah.
I kind of compared it to like, I'm not going to go get a haircut from somebody with a bad haircut, right? Like I kind of was comparing the two, which was not healthy at all. And I thought, okay, well, once I become fitter or thinner, then I will do the Pilates instructor program. And I was like, that is so toxic. Like, why do I feel that way?
Yeah.
Like, why am I talking to myself like that?
Yeah.
So I kind of had to like push through that negative self-talk and say, no, like if I saw myself represented in Pilates the 2 years that I was trying to walk in the door, I would have absolutely gone.
Yep.
So that was kind of my inspiration around teaching in general.
Yeah.
And then opening the studio, the same thing. I wanted to provide a place where people of all shapes, sizes, physical fitness levels, any identity that you associate yourself with, that you feel welcome and comfortable.
Love it.
And so I'm like, I saw that gap and I wanted to fill it.
I love that so much. That's beautiful. I think too, I try to remind myself like when that self-talk comes in, because I know you're like a mom as well and a girl mom. And I always think like, what would I tell my daughters? Like, why am I not giving myself that same advice? You know?
Absolutely.
So I'm so glad you pushed through, because what if you hadn't? Then you wouldn't be here right now.
Exactly. Yeah. I think of that often. I think
It's amazing.
Yeah. What if I allowed that negative self-talk to dictate how I treated myself, how I walked through life, you know? And so I learned really quickly about like radical self-compassion.
I love that. We wouldn't have the reform room.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad you did.
Yeah.
So for listeners who haven't been yet, how would you describe the reform room experience?
Oh man, welcoming. And, you know, I created a vibe in there that is, I guess like just inclusive of everybody. You can come into my classes and you're going to see different ages, different body types, different fitness levels.
Definitely.
And that's why I don't curate my classes to say like, okay, this is the advanced class. This is the beginner's class. This is, you know, I say everyone's welcome, and all of my instructors and myself can curate each class, and I can have like a 75-year-old woman with a hip replacement, an MLB player, and a brand new Pilates person all in the same class. And I can make them all feel like they're welcome and they're getting a good work, a good workout, and, you know, that they're all together. And that's the thing, you know, like even something simple like I change springs for people. There's a couple reasons for that. One, I don't want people to get out of like their bodies. Like a lot of studios are like, okay, you know, they'll go down the line. They'll say, okay, Amy, you're going to be on 2 red springs. And they'll say, Jessica, you're going to be on 1 red spring.
Great point.
What that does to me as a client is it tells me, oh, Amy's stronger than me. She just had the 2 red springs. And I'm the weaker one. And it was just announced to everybody.
Exactly.
And that sucks.
It's a great point.
So
it's a really great point.
I get down there, I'm assessing everybody as we like warm up, and I'm like, okay, like I know that, you know, for certain people I can put them on certain springs, no one even notices. Like I had some clients even yesterday came in, they're like, I just realized we were on different springs. I was like, yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are all doing the exact same exercise. So everyone feels included and welcome. So I think that's
I love that.
part of the experience. And the other thing is like, I really like down from the design to leaving cold eucalyptus towels at the end for people.
I
like
was just telling someone about that.
Yeah. I really was like, what are those things that I would love? And I'm a little bougie in nature. So
It's a bougie studio. You got the vibe right in the best way.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to be bougie to go.
Exactly.
But you feel very pampered when you're there. Yeah.
We all deserve it. Look, that's a majority of the self-care that people are giving themselves is just when they walk in that door. So most people that come, that's all they're getting. That 45 minutes for the whole week. And I'm like, how can I make them feel like that was the best 45 minutes that they had?
Totally.
Yeah.
I feel like the vibes too in there as we're kind of like we are in fall, but like in the fall season and into cozy winter, I feel like it's gonna be so perfect for that with the brick and the lights and the plants and the lockers. It's and really, really beautiful reformers for anyone who knows reformers. Yeah.
All of that was by design. I mean, like when I finally sat down and was like, okay, I'm doing this. Like, I'm not joking when I say like, I woke up and I thought about it. I went to bed. I was thinking about it all day long. I was like, okay, like, how is this going to look? Like, how do I want it to feel? Like every last little tiny detail was like from my brain, from my heart, something that was just like, I had to pour everything. If I'm going for it, I have to put everything I have into it, or else what's the point?
Yep. There's the entrepreneur. I love it. I love it. You got the drink bar too. That's super cool. Yeah, your front desk is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm just picturing the whole your bathrooms. I know it's weird to talk about, but your bathrooms are beautiful.
I took little parts of a lot of different like small business owners that I loved and admired. So like I have Chick City's, prints in the bathroom because I love those guys and their design skills are so cool. And so it's like I can put of Petaluma in there, and then I have the front desk that was built and handmade by this incredible woman. She's actually in Sacramento.
That's right. I think you told me that.
Yeah, she built that desk. And there was like moments where I was like, okay, like I can go to Target and go get a front desk.
Totally.
Or I can vote with my dollar to support small business owners and women.
Yep.
And minority women.
Yep.
And that was very important to me.
I love that.
And so she built my desk. I had another woman design my logo. And a lot of different women, like collaborations. I have a really awesome female. She owns Frutiera Diosa. So it's a local juice company. She's brand new. She's a Latina small business entrepreneur. She's awesome.
Amazing.
So she's selling her fresh juices out of the hydration bar.
That's so cool.
So I'm like, how can I bring everyone together? Like, and how can I support people?
Yep.
And that's just where I thrive and like where my heart is. So I'm like, I'm just going to lay it all on the table.
I love that. And that you have the opportunity and the following to do that. So beneficial for the community.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, to be honest with you.
Well, I do think, and it was going through my head, I don't like to use the word Instagrammable, but your studio is very Instagrammable. And that's probably why I started stalking you. Because I was like, what is this beautiful, magical place? Like, I need to
I'm
go.
glad that resonated.
Let's go. Like, totally.
Good.
So I think that's probably part of where your huge following comes in, and you use it in the best way to promote other people, which is great.
Yeah.
Like that's community.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Oh, I love it. Love all of that. What makes your reformers and your equipment special compared to maybe other studios, or if you don't want to compare to, but just speak to it?
Other studios in town have incredible equipment, and I think like true Pilates studios, like traditional Pilates studios, we try to get the best of the best. So I think that there's a lot of great studios in town that have good stuff. I think my decision to use like balanced body equipment is because like they are the best of the best. Like they are innovative, they're creative, they use the best materials. Like my reformers, I got the Allegro 2. They're the most like sleek, great design that was part of it, right? Like I was like, if I want a space where people want to come, like the aesthetic has got to pop.
Yeah.
So so that helps. And they're also just like really versatile machines. They're quiet. They're really functional for all different types of people. So like I can have, you know, someone who's 6 foot and someone who's 5'2" on the same machine and be able to like adjust that. All different types of body types can fit on there. So that was important to me, because again, like if I'm really thinking like I want an inclusive place for people, then I need to make sure that my equipment represents that as well.
Yep.
And so so the balanced body, a leg or two, is really, really important. And of course, I had to get them like custom leather, custom color.
I was going to say it was a color custom, because that is a gorgeous color.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It is.
It's worth it.
My husband's like, really?
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Trust me. And he saw it all come together. He's like, okay, you're right.
I see the vision. That's so funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyone who's new to Pilates, what are the main benefits?
Oh, man. I think the first thing that comes to my mind is really just, again, like coming back to that relationship you have with your body. I think a lot of times people spend their whole lifetimes in a body that they're not familiar with, you know, that they're not in, like, they don't really spend time getting to know.
Yes.
And I think that Pilates offers that to people. It allows you to know your body in a different way that maybe you haven't connected to before. And so that's the first thing that really comes to my mind. You learn different parts of your body. Like I'll be in a class and, you know, notice that somebody's favoring a hip, for example, and then I'll point it out and they'll be like, oh, I had no idea.
Yep.
And so like being able to like, just get to know your body, I think, and be able to use it in the world in a really like functional way to where you can be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I am favoring that side of my body. How can I not to do that? Yep. Or if I'm getting injured and I have this old injury from 10 years ago, a lot of people don't realize that for the last 10 years, they've been favoring a different side of their body, right? So I think that's the first thing, is like it really kind of creates this awareness and this relationship in your body. Additionally, Pilates is so awesome for any type of recovery. So if you've had, like, I have a lot of people with spinal surgery, knee surgery, hip replacements, and, you know, other people that are trying to just reintroduce fitness into their lives and gain muscle strength and flexibility. Yeah. So it really kind of hits on all the things. Yeah. And I think that's why it's becoming so popular, because people are like, oh, this is actually really good. So have you seen like the videos of like the big like athletes, the football players and stuff taking Pilates, and they're like shaking awesome. Like leaves?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And it's so good, because I'm like, everybody, and men, oh my God, shout out to men. They have to come take Pilates.
For sure.
You know, and I do have a good like following of men in our studio, which I'm so happy about. That's because men need it so badly. But the reason why I think about that is like the big like athletes shaking like leaves, because, you know, a lot of our fitness routines are it involves using a lot of momentum, a lot of heavy weights, and you're using big muscle groups. With Pilates, you are moving slower. Yep. You're thinking about what you're doing, and you're using small stabilizer muscles. Yeah. So you're building all these like tiny little muscles around the big muscles you use every day. Yep. So it's really, really, really good at just building that overall strength and mobility in your body.
I always say, like, if someone was looking in the window or something, it would look like we're not doing much.
Absolutely. I know. There's certain moves where it's like I tell people to do it and it looks so simple. And they are just like, oh my God.
What is going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like a bar too. I don't know if you've ever done bar, but I'm like, if they looked in the window, they would think we're doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. You know, you look at those things and it's those small little bits of movement, and you're kind of like, okay, like I can definitely do that. And then it humbles you real quick.
Totally. I love what you said too about like knowing and connecting with your body, because I was a dancer, so I think I always had that. But somebody said that to me recently, and I was like, oh, like it didn't occur to me. I don't know. That was a really interesting take on it. I like that.
I was a dancer too.
Yes,
and
so you knew.
I figured everybody knew what their left from their right was.
Yes.
Right?
Or like how different, like I know my left ankle is still weak from when I sprained it. Like, you know what I mean? And things like that. But you're right. People don't.
Most people don't.
Yes. That's so interesting. Yeah.
I'll say, put your heel on the foot bar and they're like on the ball of their toe.
Yes.
Or I'm like left hand and they're grabbing with their right hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So helpful for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It's like that like mind-body connection where you all of a sudden have to really think about your body.
I love that. Yeah.
And there's so much power in that. I mean, if you think about just like your normal everyday stuff that you're doing in your life, like being aware of your body.
Well, and being like, able to recover, to not get injured, to all the things like in normal day-to-day life. It's huge for that.
And using it as like also a good stepping stone for other fitness activities.
Yes, yeah.
It pairs so great with weightlifting because you learn to not use momentum. And so you're using like different, I see
doing that. I'm like, we should have brought some weights in while we were here.
I know. Like you're using like different strategies to build muscle strength and better form. You learn that like your spine position is so important, right? So like all of those little things, Pilates is like real good for. I think the perfect routine, if I could put one in place, would be 2 weeks of Pilates, 2 weeks of weightlifting.
I love it.
2 weeks, 2 days of Pilates, 2 days of weightlifting, 1 day of yoga, and a day of rest or so. 2 days of rest.
Yeah.
And I feel like, that would be my perfect
workout week.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. So what kind of results or transformations have you seen in your clients physically, mentally, maybe even with rehabilitation from an injury?
The first one that pops into mind is one of my good clients. She's been with me for a couple years. She has type 1 diabetes. And she came to me one day and she was like, Jess, every time before I take a class, I take my blood sugar reading and it's really high. After I take a class, I take my blood sugar reading and it has dropped way low. And so she was like, that was like one of the first things that popped into my mind where I was like, oh my God, like even just something like that is really, really important to understand what physical exercise can do for your body. And especially something like Pilates where it's accessible to everybody because not all people can go do all the things.
Totally.
So, so that was something that stood out immediately. I also have a guy who had some spine surgery and he started coming to me. He said he was so nervous. He was just reintroducing exercise back into his routine. But he said it's almost like he didn't trust his body anymore.
Wow.
Like he's like, I'm uncomfortable in my body. Like I feel like I can't move even though I know that I can. Yeah. He's like, but I want to try Pilates. And so he comes every single week.
Wow.
And I started noticing recently, like he's trusting his body more. He's getting more mobility in his spine. And he came up to me. He's like, oh my gosh, like this is like changing everything.
That's amazing.
He's like, this is like exactly what I needed. And he's like, I'm building strength. I'm keeping up with my fitness routine. And he's learning how to, after a very serious spinal surgery, learning how to trust himself again to move,
That's incredible.
So I think things like that, I have a lot of clients with scoliosis, a lot of spine stuff, knee stuff. And I'm just watching them feel more confident in their bodies and get more mobility, which is awesome. Really important. And then mentally, I mean, my favorite thing about teaching Pilates is when everyone walks in the door, everyone's just kind of like, hi, like, okay, hey, and they're just kind of low energy. And then at the end of class, everyone is just like elated. They are excited. They're happy. Everyone's chatting. I've already seen like people making friends after class, which is really cool.
That is so cool.
But I think what I notice in that is just like the power of movement, like what it does for our mental health, what it does for our physical health. And just seeing how it transforms our mood in a quick 45 minutes of just moving.
I love that. I do say that to my kids. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm feeling crabby. I'm going to work out. I'll be back. I'll be back to being like,
even just a 15-minute walk. I swear a 15-minute walk can solve so many problems. better than stewing in it for an hour and trying to like just sit in it, but yeah, just the power of movement. Like I watch it every single day, and it's absolutely changed my life entirely. Like just watching that from an outside perspective and just seeing how people are rehabbing their bodies and finding more confidence in their bodies, regardless of what stage they're in,
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Why did you choose Petaluma as the home for the reform room?
Well, Petaluma is my home. So I was like, I must. This is the only place. I didn't grow up in Petaluma. But I've lived here for 19 years.
Wow.
It's my home, It's more my home than anything else I've ever considered to be my home. And so there's something really special about the Petaluma community, and I really, really got a taste of that. As being like a single mom. For the first 5 years, my daughter, it was just her and I, and just the way like people will rally around you and support you. And then becoming a small business owner, I swear it's like this like fun little cool club.
Yeah.
Like now all of a sudden I'm like recognizing the effort that every little detail, like in small business ownership, like all those things, like everything that it takes. And it just feels like we all have like mad respect for each other. And we all like really support each other a lot. So when I was having my grand opening, I was floored at the amount of small business owners in town that were like, let me support you. Let me donate to your raffle.
So cool.
I had the cool, I'm like $200 gift cards to a spa. And like the guys at Sidecar Mercantile were
Which
like,
I actually ran into that day, and I realized I ran into with Cara. We were shopping.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Those guys, so cool.
Yeah.
Like
they're
coolest
so cool.
guys.
I got to have them on this podcast.
You have to.
They're so cool.
They're so nice, and just like I adore those guys. But like, they're just like, yeah, let us put together something for you. Or, the sweet girl at Hula Hippie. Have you been down there?
Yes.
Oh,
you have
amazing.
her candles too in the studio, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
She's like, I found her I was walking downtown and I saw her shop and I'm like, I gotta go in there. And she is coolest girl. She's from San Diego. She's young. She is awesome. Her products are amazing. So shout out to her. But she stocks my bathroom with her awesome soaps and candles.
Awesome.
And so it's just so neat to be able to see how this community comes together and supports each other. And, I coach, or I'm assistant coach for Casa Grande volleyball.
Woo-hoo,
so
Gauchos.
yeah, hell yeah. Go Gauchos. Tonight's our last game.
You're gonna make me cry, and I don't even have a kid
know.
playing. Like I can't.
I know.
I can't handle this graduating stuff.
Me either. Well, and then it's like my daughter, like I come to the realization that next year is her last year.
Ugh.
And I have to really try so hard to keep it together.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how am I going to be an
You're
empty
gonna make me
nester in
cry.
a minute?
No, for real.
And then also like, this has been her whole life, and it's so hard to realize that chapter will close soon.
Yep.
But yeah, so my whole community is here, and it only made sense that, all the people who've poured into me, that I would love to pour back into them.
So cool.
And so Petaluma, there's no other option.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love how you've connected with everybody. And I will say, like, especially small businesses in downtown Petaluma just really rally and unite, like you're saying.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of this podcast, right? Is having all of them coming, because they have such great stories, and almost everyone that comes in gives shout outs to other businesses like you just did.
I love that.
It's so cool. It's so cool to me.
Yeah, we support each other.
Exactly.
I now am, I always was before. I think when the fires happened in 2017, that was like what really made me pause and be like, oh, okay, like I have to put my money where my mouth is, and I've got to support these small business owners. And then COVID came, and it was even more prevalent. And now being on this side of small business ownership, I see that as like, I am putting my dollar, and like I'm voting for the things that I want around me and the things I want in my community with my dollar. So, yes, can I go get my next book at Amazon and get it on my doorstep? Yep. Is that incredibly convenient as a small business owner? Yep. Like I don't have a lot of time. However, I'm going to go to Velvet Chapter, new bookstore.
I have not been there yet, by the way.
Go.
Okay.
It's magic.
I cannot wait. I'm
so good.
I'm like a book obsessed. So.
They're also really cool people.
Very cool.
But, I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to buy their book instead of buying from Amazon. You know?
Well, and it does like that relationship's there when you go into a place too.
Yeah. Well, and I worked in corporate America for 18 years.
Yeah.
I know what corporate's about.
Yeah.
It's
For
not
sure.
about us.
No.
I'll tell you that.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
No.
No. Which again, that's another part of your chapter, but like I'm not glad that worked out, but look where it got you.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad it worked out.
Okay,
Look,
good.
I had 18 years of an incredible career.
Yeah.
I made incredible connections. I got an amazing education. I know how to run a business.
There you go.
Because I had 18 years in that.
Yeah.
Did it always feel like it aligned with who I was and my passions? No.
Right.
But, you know, it gave me the skills necessary.
That you can use now.
Absolutely grateful. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so cool. What has been the most rewarding part of launching the Reform Room so far? I feel like you've already given us so many.
Yeah, you know, I think the biggest thing is showing that sometimes your setbacks can become comebacks. You know,
There you go.
like I can, and what I mean by that is like, I was at the height of my career. I was like, I felt like I was climbing this mountain and someone like pushed me down because
Yeah.
I received a call actually yesterday.
Stop.
A year ago yesterday, I received a call that I was being laid off.
Wow.
Myself and a lot of people. And it was devastating. My whole identity was wrapped in this career. I had 18 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, where I was devastated and frightened, there was also like something in me that like, I don't know how else to describe it other than like a little glimmer, like a light that was like, this is going to be okay. Like you're going to be totally fine. And so where that felt like a setback, I felt like I took that moment to really sit with myself and say like, what is it that you really want to be doing? Like, because truly, I didn't choose to work in corporate America for 18 years. I was a young mom. I was a single mom. It gave me the education and the finances I needed to provide for my daughter.
Yep.
And it gave me comfort.
Yep.
You know? And so did I necessarily choose that? No. I don't think I ever really sat with myself and thought like, Jessica, like, what do you want to do with your, like, what do you want to leave behind? Like, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, what kind of impact do you want to make on the world? Like, I never sat and talked to myself like that.
Yeah.
And this gave me the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Like I sat with myself
forced
quite a
it.
bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you want to do?
Interesting.
And I thought, you know, maybe one day when my kids graduate, maybe I'll open a Pilates studio of my own one day. And I was like, well, maybe one day's now.
Wow.
And I think like the most rewarding thing is like just realizing that like I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I showed my kids that no matter what happens in life, like you can pick yourself up and continue to move forward. And I think that that's been really rewarding personally. I think on the other side, on the community side, is so many people have come up to me and been like, "This is like the place. This is my place. Like I feel so welcome here, and I feel so good here, and I love it here." Or so that to me is like, okay.
Oh, that's
like,
amazing.
I can't believe that I'm even doing this, to be honest.
So amazing. That's so amazing. Oh gosh. You know, just to be able to like take something like you're saying, a twist in life, you probably didn't even have time to sit and like think about what you wanted, right? Like, and to have that forced on you and turn it into something so beautiful is really amazing.
Yeah. And to be honest, like so many of my colleagues and I, like we sat for years like, oh my God, what if we're next? What if we're next? Because it just kept happening. It's kind of like the corporate norm now is like people are just getting laid off. And we always feared it. But, you know, like I'm so grateful. Like I'm so freaking grateful because it gave me that moment with myself to like really sit with myself, especially now in the stage of my life where I'm in the last years of my 30s and like kind of thinking like, okay, like what's next? I'm about to be an empty nester, you know, like next year. And I just think like, you know, what is it that I want to do in my life? And like, why not me?
Yep.
Like, why not?
Exactly. Exactly.
know?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's absolutely amazing. What's your go-to song or playlist for Pilates?
Oh my gosh. So, part of the experience, and I talked about this with the guys at Sidecar actually, you got to hit on all the senses. Yeah. Okay. So you got to hit on like what you're seeing. So like the design, the lighting, you got to hit on like your senses, like your sense of smell, right? So like my studio smells good, but it's not too overpowering because you're working out, right? But it's clean. Another huge part is music, right? Like the sound. Yep. So like you got to hit on all senses for people to really like be in it and be in the space. And so I've put a lot of time into my playlist. Yeah, like a lot of time into my playlist. I think I'm not joking. Like my go-to playlist has 23 hours of songs on it because I'm like, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. So I have like several different vibey playlists, but I think my favorite song right now, and my daughter introduced this one to me, and it was funny. So my daughter works for me at the studio too, by the way.
I didn't know that.
So fun.
That's
so
incredible.
she's our studio assistant.
Wow.
So she comes in on the weekends. She's on payroll. She cleans. Awesome. She helps me with inventory. She's amazing. But one day we're like in the studio and she's like, we're cleaning and stuff. And she's like, Mom, you have to listen to this song. And I was like, okay. And she turns it on, she blasts it. And we just start dancing around the studio. And like, it was one of those moments that you're like, I will cherish that forever. It makes me emotional.
Oh, I can picture it right now. Like I can't even.
Yeah. And it was just such like a special moment. So anytime the song comes on and it's on my playlist and I teach it, I think of her in that moment. I'm like, anyway, it's Inner Bloom by Rufus Du Sol, and it's
I don't know it.
So
now
good.
I need to play it.
There's a radio version that's shorter, but the long version is like 8 minutes,
so
and it's a beautiful song, and I love it. So anyway.
Oh God! Anytime you miss her when she's like off at college or wherever she ends up going,
I'm a disaster.
I know. I'm again. We just got like our email to like come to Casa preview night, and I'm already a disaster. I'm like, this is it. This is the end.
I know, and everyone says it goes fast, but Amy, it goes
that's what
fast.
I'm so afraid of.
Yeah.
I was actually like telling my 10-year-old that on the drive to dance the other day. I was like, and she's like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "She's gonna go. She's gonna be gone after that." Like,
that's so funny. My daughter's always doing that. Are you crying again? I'm like, shh.
You'll
no.
understand someday.
Don't even look at me right now. No, I'm not crying.
They're so funny. It's so true. I love it. That's so funny. So any exciting plans or new offerings that you want to share?
I'm always thinking of something crazy. I mean,
so cool.
The cool thing is that like I don't have to go get permission anymore. I'm like in corporate life, it was like, oh, I have to ask permission to do this and that, and now I just kind of do whatever I want. Yeah. So, and I'm like maximizing. So I'm always partnering with somebody. I don't know when this comes out, but on October 26th, we're doing this really cool guided meditation.
Ooh, that's cool. I'll try to get this out before then.
Really cool like guided meditation with a local like psychic medium. Her name's Hannah. She's with Fluid Root Wellness, and so she's going to lead us through a really good guided meditation. She does like energy readings and stuff like that. But just I think that was part of that for me, where there's multiple times when I was working my other job and was just like, I need to go pop into like a guided meditation for a second. Like I need to like take a lunch break and go get a meditation. I couldn't find anything anywhere local that was like consistent. And so that was something that was important to me, is like getting people to like get back in their bodies and focus on their minds and their mental health. That's a huge thing for me is mental health for sure. And so like that guided meditation, just kind of recentering, getting ourselves like kind of back in order. So that's coming up, which I'm really excited about.
Very cool.
And there's always stuff. So, follow the Instagram, read the newsletter, because I'm always trying to like pop out weird, crazy stuff. I had like a DJ night.
You
which
do
was
Pilates
really
after
cool.
dark too, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Is it called Pilates after dark?
It's jump board after dark.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have like a lot of lights and like fun stuff. So I brought in like a local young female DJ.
That is so cool.
She like DJ'd a whole like jump board set for it, and it was so fun. And I was like, I remember you're teaching a class, Jessica. You can't dance the whole time.
I mean, I think people would probably not judge you if you did.
They didn't, because there's multiple times I was like, oh wait, hold on. I'm jamming out over here.
Switch sides now.
Yeah.
Totally. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I love all that. And yeah, for anybody that doesn't follow your Instagram, they can start stalking you like I do.
Please. Yeah, please stalk away. And I do, I do special stuff like when back to school started, I offered free classes to teachers, like things like that, like anything that pops into my mind. I'm like, let's do that. Let's offer something for people. So yeah.
That's so cool.
Follow the Instagram.
I love that. I love that so much. Coming off work a little bit.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite question. What are 3 fun facts about you?
I was telling you this earlier. I had to like text my husband and be like, what are 3 fun facts about me?
Cool about me, huh?
What do I do? I don't know. And I try to make this not about achievement. And there's one of my good friends, Matt, shout out to Matt. Matt got diagnosed with cancer a little bit ago, and he's having surgery today. So he's been on my mind a lot. Yeah. But he told me one day, so he like came up, he lives in LA, came up and he's like, what's new? Like, what are you doing these days? And I would constantly just like say something that I was like achieving or something. Like, he's like, no, what do you do for fun? And I would say something and he was like, Jess, what do you do for fun that isn't like monetized? What do you like? And it stuck with me. And so when you asked me this question, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is something that I haven't monetized or isn't an achievement?
That's a great like reframe.
Yeah.
So,
okay. I love traveling.
Awesome.
That sounds so basic, but it's the truth. Like my husband and I, we've been to over like 13 different countries.
Wow.
Like we love it. We don't do Christmas gifts for the kids. We let them pick a spot. So
I love that.
Yeah. So we started that when they were like 9. They have an abundance of crap. Like they don't need more crap. Like there's like richness and experience. And so this May we took them to the French Riviera. I mean, these kids are living the dream. Like, like it's so cool. But that's what we do.
You value.
So, yeah, we value the experiences, and we are very tight. The 4 of us, my stepson Hudson and Lauren, and my husband and I were very very close. And it's tough as a blended family. But
I can speak to that.
Yeah.
But we do the same thing for Christmas too, because also there's too many of them, right? I don't like all the things.
Totally same.
And they don't need anything.
No.
So
we get it all year long.
We get it all year long.
Yeah.
So we do a trip for Christmas.
I love that.
I mean, Santa still comes, but we as parents don't buy, like Santa usually brings them a gift and a stocking. And we as parents don't buy any gifts though. We just plan a trip.
Yeah. We do the same thing. And there's like so much to be said about that time and experience together.
Yeah.
So that's something, I guess, a fun fact. I love
that.
Another thing, I'm mental health first aid certified.
Wow.
So a lot of people don't know what that is. But basically it's a certification. You can go, it's a 1-day training. And I can't remember the company that does it, but you can Google it. But essentially it allows you to recognize maybe certain like mental health episodes in other people and how to like appropriately respond and like where to go for resources. Because there's certain things that you should and shouldn't say when people are experiencing, crisis.
Wow.
And so that's really important to me. Really important. So that's something about me. And then the last thing, I helped deliver my niece.
Wow.
So she was born 4.5 years ago, like height of COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And my sister really wanted me to be there. And she's like, the only way you can come in is if you're a doula. And I said, wow, done. So I can make that happen. Like, wow. Now I will be a doula. So I got to deliver my niece, which was so cool. Oh my gosh. And she's an incredible little heart warrior baby. So she was born with truncus arteriosus type 4, which is a congenital heart disease. So she is 4.5. She's had 2 open heart surgeries. Wow. She's incredible. She will have a couple more in her lifetime, but her and I,
she grows.
Yeah. Her and I are very close. So that's another fun fact. I've delivered a baby.
These were good facts. Yeah.
I had to think of them driving over. I'm like, what have I done? I don't know.
Those are all amazing. I love it. Is there anything I might have missed that you'd like listeners to know?
That's a really good question. The only thing I can really think of is like, just to say that, like you belong, like you don't have to earn a position to walk into a fitness studio and get movement. Like everybody deserves movement, no matter like what age or stage or physical fitness level you are in, no matter how you identify, like you deserve movement and you deserve to feel included. Yeah. And so I got that space.
I love that.
I will make sure that you feel like you belong.
I love that so much. So much. Thank you for sharing that with everyone.
Yeah.
So amazing. Where can listeners find you if they're interested in stalking Instagram or coming to the studio?
So you can get us at, what is my website?
I don't know, but I did stalk that too because I got on your waiting list before you opened.
I don't know why that just blanked. I'm like, why?
I'm going to guess thereformroom.com, but
it's
it
the reformroompilates.com.
There you go.
There it is.
And I'll link that to the show
Why
notes.
did I blank?
Because it's like it's one of those things that like as a business owner you do and you set aside, but it's like not the day to day. Yeah.
I'm like, what is my stinking website?
It's a pretty website.
Thank you. I designed that myself.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's something I do on the side. I guess another fun fact, I design websites.
She's a web designer.
Yeah. So
and she can deliver your baby.
I can deliver your baby.
After Pilates.
Yes, I can. thereformroompilates.com, cool. Instagram, anywhere, everywhere.
And you're located, for anybody trying to find you, over like the easiest way to say it's probably over by Brewster's.
Yeah, right next door to Brewster's. If you're facing at Brewster's, about to get sat at your table, I'm at the brick building to the left.
Which I will say, I was like a little concerned when I first came. I was like, am I going to be able to park here? I've never had an issue parking.
No.
Ever.
Yeah. And I think the only time where it gets a little sparse is the evenings.
That makes sense.
But my hours are
kind of built around it.
Yeah. So like Brewster's isn't even open when the majority of my classes
literally
are
I've
happening.
never parked anywhere farther than right in front of the studio.
Yeah, great. Good to know.
Which I know if I'm coming to work out, I should probably be okay with walking. But in my mind, time-wise, I love that I can just pull in.
Yeah, totally.
So awesome. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing all of this with us.
I appreciate it.
Great
Such
episode.
a nice opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for listening.
If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe, learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.